Do you want to discover how to engage your students in meaningful ways that will improve their academic performance? Or how to create an environment that suits the cultural and linguistic diversity of each kid? Well, I've got you covered. Keep watching because we'll give you a detailed overview of each culturally responsive teaching and learning principle that will help you in making the kids feel safe. Hello! In today's video, we'll go through 7 guiding principles for culturally responsive teaching and learning, as well as how to put them into practice. Do you wish to learn more about culturally relevant teaching? Wondering what distinguishes culturally responsive teaching from culturally responsive classrooms? Well, stick around till the end as we answer all these questions and more as we delve into this topic. All right, let's start without any more delay. Each student has a unique socio-cultural life world, and as of the 21st century, the quality of the education offered is primarily what matters. There are certain instructional strategies and guidelines that must be followed in order to humanize traditionally dehumanizing educational spaces. Let's simply start with, what is culturally responsive teaching? It is a research-based teaching approach that makes use of students' cultures, languages, life experiences, and perspectives to improve learning and connect to meaningful and relevant content in the classroom. This learning method creates a super diverse teaching environment where all the students from various backgrounds feel included, validated, and safe. Now we will discuss the 7 principles of culturally responsive teaching and learning. Number 1, affirming students in their cultural connections. The environment in today's classrooms is typically extremely diverse, so this particular principle is the key to managing the diversity that is present nowadays. Teachers need to learn about their students' racial and ethnic background, gender and sexual orientation, cultural preferences, personalities, and areas of interest. One way to do this is to build relationships with students, their families, and their communities. You can collect information on students' funds of knowledge and incorporate those assets into your curriculum and instructions. This will show that the teacher gets them and understands them, which will automatically create a very welcoming environment for all kinds of students. Students can feel even more proud of their cultural and linguistic heritage and see themselves reflected in the curriculum. This will also boost their confidence in class, which will lead to more class participation. This shows the children that we see them holistically. Also, be aware that childhood is a growing process, and life is never simple for anyone. Many children may not fully yet embrace their own cultural identity, or may be in the process of figuring it out. Many families, in an effort to assimilate, may choose to bury a part of their cultural heritage in order to present as more American. But being aware that students over time may discover more about themselves, and that this needs to be taken into consideration as they do. The relationship between a teacher and their students is ongoing and evolving. Number 2, being personally inviting. Being personally inviting is our second principle. This implies that we want students to know that we care about them. This principle is somewhat similar to the one before it, and it mostly focuses on making kids feel like we enjoy being around them, to show the children that their teachers value diversity and their classmates. Teachers must focus on fostering a friendly environment. What we mean by a welcoming, friendly environment is that the classroom should be open to identity exploration. And there are numerous ways to build a classroom like that. Do your research on your students' cultural and linguistic backgrounds. Learn a few words from their languages. Talk to them about your various identities and let them know that the classroom is a safe space to explore their multiple identities as well. Number 3, culturally and physically inviting. The third principle is mainly about being inviting in terms of culture. It is the environment that is created in the classroom and throughout the school itself. It is mainly focused on the visuals, what students and people see when they enter the school vicinity. You can show that you support diversity in numerous ways. For example, by having a bunch of flags of different countries in your class, or in your school, so they feel that they belong there. Visuals are important because they reflect that this place is all about students, irrespective of their national, racial, or ethnic identities. So, To achieve this visual richness, you can decorate different areas with pictures of various races around the world. You have to show your support for language and cultural diversity. Moreover, a number of activities could be conducted to inform the other students about the diversity that exists in the classroom or at the school, preventing children from other backgrounds from feeling uncomfortable or out of place. Number 4, reinforcing students in their academic development. Culturally responsive teachers deeply believe that all students are capable of success. Deficit language needs to be checked and turned into a language and philosophy that supports students' academic growth. You already know that a teacher's actions have a variety of effects on their students. Therefore, in educational institutions, teachers must use language with extreme caution. Deficit language is extremely detrimental to a student's ability to learn. Not only can it cause a student to perform poorly in class, but it also contributes to social isolation and low self-esteem. Additionally, examine the curriculum to see whether the content is relevant and meaningful to students, given you've done your research on the linguistic and cultural assets your students bring to the classroom. Designing relevant and meaningful content ensures the likelihood of student success as you increase rigor in your curriculum. Number 5, accommodating our instruction to the cultural and learning differences of our students. This is mostly concerned with using specific teaching methods to accommodate the children's learning styles, multiple intelligences, and learning preferences. Ineffective teachers force their teaching styles on the students. They teach the content that they like, the way they like it, and so on, which is totally inappropriate. Instruction must be differentiated and tailored to each student's individual needs. Consider attending professional development for bilingual teachers and adopt and/or modify their strategies for your classroom. It is essential for teachers to explore and comprehend multicultural and multilingual teaching techniques because these strategies and methods benefit all students. Number 6, managing classrooms with firm, consent, and caring control. Discipline is important everywhere, and this principle is all about managing the classroom in a proper way. The best classroom management is developing strong relationships with each student. You might be familiar with the quote, "Give respect and earn respect," which is something that is actually true. The respect begins with teachers, and when students know you respect their ways of being, knowing, and doing, they will in turn intuitively respect you. Number 7, creating opportunities that honor both the individual and the collectivity of the students. This principle refers to honoring individuality along with the collectivity of the students. Cultivating individual and collective identity should be the goal. Be strategic in your groupings so that students can learn from each other and how to communicate with students who have different ways of being, knowing, and doing. Most importantly, culturally responsive teachers must center their instructions on the diverse socio-cultural realities of students' life worlds, co-constructing knowledge via dialogic problem posing to cultivate critical consciousness of social, economic, and political inequities, and in turn, design avenues towards individual and collective liberation. Summary. Number 1. Since all the students are unique in their own way, it is the teacher's job to create an environment that makes children feel comfortable and at ease. A teacher should establish an environment that values each student's culture, gender, race, and personality. Number 3. There are 7 principles of culturally responsive teaching and learning. Number 4. First, embrace the ties students have to their cultures. Number 5. The second principle emphasizes how welcoming teachers should be. Number 6. The third principle focuses on being hospitable, both physically and culturally. Number 7. Encouraging students as they advance academically is the 4th principle. Number 8. The 5th principle includes adjusting our lessons to take into account our students' varied cultural backgrounds and learning styles. Number 9. Maintaining strict, constant, and considerate control in the classroom is the focus of the 6th principle. Number 10. Instruction should provide opportunities to develop students' critical consciousness by the dialogic problem posing of social, economic, and political issues in students' communities, and in turn, leading the students to take action. That is a wrap on this video. Hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure to press the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to our channel to check out more mini lessons on educational topics. Why are you interested in exploring culturally responsive teaching? If you have any questions or comments regarding CRT, make sure to write them in the comments section below. You can also tell us the topics that you would like to see videos on in our form in the video description. We'd love to hear from you. Educators, thank you for your service. Until the next time, adios. Bonsoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye-bye.